right and wrong, might and power? Well, that is for you to decide. On your journey to Nidavellir.
Hello everyone! Welcome to the Journey to Nidavellir launch week. The big day we've been waiting for has finally arrived. I'm Thiago, Loot Studios Community Manager, and I'm here to present this new project to you guys. The first thing you need to know is that this is the first of 3 episodes. On Wednesday, we're going to release the second video, and on Friday, you have the chance to watch the third and final episode. Last year, we released Journey to Valhalla, presenting this new Viking Fantasy setting. We brought you to the land of Utgard, with its 3 human tribes and the monsters that inhabit the land. We developed all the tools that a game master needs to explore this setting, including lore, 75 original highly detailed models, and character stat blocks. And this was the result. We worked really hard to achieve this level of quality, and our community embraced this new setting, making it a big hit for us. Now, right after that launch, we start to receive a lot of messages, and I mean a lot of messages, asking us to expand the Journey to Valhalla setting. And that is why we are here today, to tell you the second part of this story. But before that, a quick recap. For those of you who don't know Loot, this is us. And this is Álvaro, one of our co-founders who worked for many years as a 3D artist at the main companies in the market for premium statues with maximum details. With this type of work in mind, we looked into the 3D printing miniature market, and we realized it was missing realistic and highly detailed minis. That was how and why we created Loot a little over 2 years ago. Ever since we started, we've made over 2,000 miniatures, spread over 40 bundles in a subscription system for fantasy and sci-fi. We have also created some awesome statues. We grew really fast, and today we have more than 80 people working really hard to deliver the best product for you guys. Now, let's talk a little bit about Journey to Valhalla, the first time we created a whole universe from scratch. Last year, we introduced you to a setting with 2 continents, divided by a treacherous ocean and a gargantuan kraken. On Utgard, we had 3 different Viking tribes, fighting for resources and survival. The other continent is named Utgard, and is controlled by dangers that the humans didn't know existed. You see, the Kraken was actually protecting the humans from much bigger problems. Giant problems. The last we met our Vikings, the different tribes had finally managed to cooperate and slay the Kraken, reaching at last the new continent of Utgard. They were surprised about the giants, and weren't we all? But that wasn't the only surprise Utgard had in stock for them. This is the TORZADÜR Clan. TORZADÜR are our love letter to classic dwarves. Heavily armored and heavily armed. You do not want to be on their bad side. They value their history and traditions, and members of the TORZADÜR clan would die before giving up a single inch of ground of their ancestral home. They are slow to trust strangers, but fiercely loyal to those who earned their friendship. These dwarves have the blood of the mountain running through their veins, and they are willing to shed it. But if you are an enemy, you get to bleed first. Awesome, right? And to start off talking about the TORZADÜR, why not begin with the first of the dwarves we created for it? We went through a couple different iterations of this character before we arrived at what was going to be the basis for the whole clan. This is the Adamantine SUNDERER, a truly classic dwarf. He's the perfect mini for those of you who like fighters, wearing full plate armor and in a very dramatic action pose. The TORZADÜR forged their adamantine armor from Thunderstone, a mineral they consider holy. Clad in this holy metal, the SUNDERER is one of the best defenses against the threats to his clan. You know what they say, a good defense is the best offense. Well, that is what the TORZADÜR say anyway. While some prefer a noble sword or a powerful axe, the Adamantine Crusher prefers a more blunt approach to combat. His crushing blows will demolish the enemy armored units and send them limping home, if they go home at all. Also donning adamantine armor, the Crusher would perfectly fit as a paladin or fighter for your table. The Adamantine commander immediately shows us what she's all about. She may be a leader, but she is also always ready for battle. Whenever we do idle poses, we try to make sure they are interesting ones, and the commander has a pose that is worthy of being eternalized as a painting that will be hung in the TORZADÜR halls for centuries to come. She would make a perfectly noble fighter character, and would definitely fit as a leader of the guard or a veteran NPC. The Thunderstone Guard might be one of the most badass Dwarven units around, and a personal favorite for many of us at Loot. I have to say, as a fan of paladins, this one has got me excited. Wielding a tower shield made of pure, unsmelted thunderstone and carved into the likeness of his ancestors, this dwarf seems like he's gearing up to receive a massive attack from a giant. The Thunderstone Guard would fit perfectly as a frontline character like a fighter or a paladin. These are the cavalry and the scouts for the TORZADÜR clan. The Adamantine Knight is protected by an adamantine armor made to mimic her mount's scales. While the rest of the clan has a much more classic and geometric look to their armor, we intentionally gave the Knight a more organic theme. It was important for us that each clan had some variation within its theme. This is a versatile character that could be played as a cavalier fighter or even a ranger or a druid that could transform into the pangolin. But of course, the Knight needs her mount. Naturally armored and durable enough to fight the gigantic enemies of the TORZADÜR, these make the perfect war mounts for the TORZADÜR clan. The giant pangolin also sports a saddle and a chest that allows them to transport the highly sought after Thunderstone from the mining camps to their forges. We know you love when Loot does animals, and you also really love new mount options for your characters. This is a pretty unique one, and we are very proud of how it turned out. Yeah, we also made one without a saddle. You guys are that predictable. Not every character in the TORZADÜR clan is a meathead. They do recognize the strategic value of being sneaky, and that is where the rogue comes in. Carrying 2 adamantine daggers, an utility belt full of potions, and acid vials to use against the trolls, the Dwarven rogue is a unit prepared for absolutely everything. This is the perfect, rogue for you to play, and would also fit as a blood hunter or an artificer alchemist. And let's not forget about the rangers as well. Both this character and the next one were conceived because we want to make sure that every clan would allow for a variety of playstyles. The TORZADÜR seldomly engage in archery because winding tunnels are rarely ideal for ranged combat. This is why the TORZADÜR Arbalist is one of the few specialists they have in ranged combat. I especially like the detail on the fur and hair in this model, which is another thing we are always very conscious of. Some characters are more straightforward, and other characters will have a lot of different textures to make them fun for the painters. Every warband needs an entertainer, someone to cheer their spirits during long expeditions into the underhalls of Utgard. And what better way to do that than with a giant horn, carved to display the full might of the Dwarven lungs. The Hornblaster Bard is full of different textures and intricate designs, making this character perfect for the painters. And if you are going to play a Bard, might as well play one that won't be blown away by a stiff breeze. Have you ever wanted to play a Forge Domain Cleric that actually forges stuff, but you can never find an anvil when you need one? Well, why not bring it with you? The Adamantine Blacksmith was designed to be a cool NPC, but there's nothing stopping you from playing this as a cleric, a badass artificer, or even a barbarian. Either way, you do not want to be on the wrong end of her smithing tools. This is one of the more charismatic characters this whole set and a personal favorite of mine. From concept to execution, I really like this one. We knew from the beginning that these dwarves would have a profound relationship with their gods. In D&D terms, this means priests and clerics. The Priest of Thor is a classic Dwarven cleric. But I love all of the little details that the artist added. The helmet looks a bit like a bishop's hat, the holy symbol has an anvil. He's carrying a horn, which may be for drinking or it may be a horn of Valhalla. Maybe it's both. His pose is idle and dignified as it should be. We do have another cleric with a more dynamic pose for those of you who like that. Now this is a cleric that doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. The Herald of Thunder is no collar or simple priest. He is all about sharing the teachings of Thor, and he likes to be hands-on with those teachings. The Herald of Thunder is also a key unit for the TORZADÜR, because although they can face any physical threats, spellcasting can be the downfall of any martially inclined dwarf. So that's where the Herald comes in as the magical protector of the TORZADÜR. This one is in an incredible pose that will look awesome in a diorama. And I've been talking about him as a cleric, but he could just as easily work as a paladin or fighter. That hammer-topped staff could just be a great hammer. Just let your imagination fly with this awesome dwarf. And this one was a little secret of ours, an extra free mini. Yeah, that's right, there's another free mini. We decided to redo our partnership with Brent from GOOBER Town Hobbies and bring you this GOOBER dwarf. Don't let that friendly face at the kittens fool you, that hammer can do quite some damage. Atop the sacred Thunderstone throne sits the king of the TORZADÜR Clan, and this miniature is truly fit for a king. BROKKR, the Dwarven king, is a strong leader who's used to being respected, seeing that his family line has always been in charge. BROKKR is clad in heirloom armor, and after the loss of his arm, he wears a prosthetic one made of the finest Dwarven craftsmanship. And of course, a king needs a throne. That means you actually get two versions of BROKKR and the Thunderstone throne, which is perfect for a diorama. Well, I certainly know which mini I'm stealing from the set and taking home today. You see, this mini isn't just the best choice for a Dwarven king. You could play it as a top-tier paladin or even as the avatar of a god. Tyr would be a fine choice. He wields the royal hammer, a cousin to Mjolnir's design, and with it, BROKKR closes the showcase of the TORZADÜR clan with an absolute bang. But we are not quite done. For the painters out there who have probably been spamming chat asking for this, we've got you covered. We have a bust for 3 of the models in this clan. I especially like BROKKR, the Dwarven king, but I know each of you will have your favorite bust. Let us know which one it is in the comments. We also have some objects for you, including a chest. We know we wouldn't hear the end of it if we didn't do a chest. Outside of that, we have some more scattered terrain pieces. The TORZADÜR are very focused on mining and forging, so an ancient anvil, a brazier, a hammer-shaped pillar for their mines, and a totem to Thor to bless their work are all in good measure for any scenes or dioramas you want to make. Finally, we made something else that I've been wearing since the beginning of the video. The eagle-eyed among you may have noticed my Mjolnir necklace. It's a small prop that is very easy to print and very stylish to wear. Well, if you're a nerd like me. But let's be honest, aren't we all? And that's it! All of the models from the TORZADÜR clan. Well, almost all of them. If you were here last year, or if you've known Loot for a while, you already know the Loot way of doing things, right? We love to push the boundaries and do big things. How big, you ask? Well, the dwarves of Utgard have a deep connection to their gods. That's why we thought, why not bring those gods to life? With as much detail as possible and in the biggest scale we have. Thor, god of storms and thunder, a true warrior god that perfectly fits the TORZADÜR clan. When we did Journey to Valhalla, a lot of you asked us to bring this Norse god to life as a loyalty reward. We decided to save that for when we return to the world of Kleygard. And well, here he is. Thor will be available in 32mm, 75mm, and statue scale as part of the TORZADÜR clan, so that your dwarves can strike fast as lightning and loud as thunder. And this is the TORZADÜR clan. We really hope you liked it as much as we do. 13 unique characters plus the GOOBER dwarf, plus 3 busts, 6 objects, and a god-sized god. And do you know what the craziest thing about all of this is? This is just the first part of our journey to Nidavellir. On December the 7th, next Wednesday, we will have the second video and we will introduce the second clan. If you are still not subscribed to our launch week mailing list, please click below to subscribe and download the free mini, Gaojin the Long-Lived, available right now. And if you are subscribed, click below to join our special Discord server, where you'll get special content and updates on this new project a bit before anyone else. And before I finish, I just want to ask you one small favor. Please, comment below your thoughts or leave a question. We will read every single comment and answer all questions. It's really important to us to understand what you are thinking about this new project. So, see you on Wednesday when we leave the underhalls and meet on the surface. Farewell, my dwarven brethren.